Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to our breakfast show. We do apologize for the slight delay as time passes very quick when we are constantly busy, as such that the market this week has been reacting and also going up, going down, just reacting to what we have last Friday, which was the announcement of the Malaysian budget 2022. But since then, the market has recovered a bit, but not the kind of recovery that we want to see, like what we have seen in the US market, which started to hit even new high. Of course, more of them coming in our breakfast show, Trading Ideas with SMARTRobie. I'm your host, Martin Wong. Now, in today's segment, which is our Wednesday segment, we will be looking at intermediate. So I would assume some of you have a little bit of experience rather than beginners, and for those of you who are first time, just type in 1. Really appreciate if you could share this video in your timeline. But let's take a look at where we are this morning by switching over to the tradevsa.com, our company website in here, and definitely you could see this thing is not coming up nicely. We just have to, it was here shortly. Let me just refresh this again, and by pulling this down, okay, somehow it's just not doing that this morning in here. Sometimes it works, with the internet. Let's hit it one more time and refresh it and see where the market is. But having said that, the market is, yes, it's refreshing now. Yes, there you go. It's down 4 points. Okay, early on it was up about 2 points and then suddenly just turned downwards, and it's 1533. Currently, the hot sectors is technology and property stock. At one time, we were on positive territory, and then suddenly, just in a span short of a couple moments ago, it did turn down. So the continued trend is still down, and of course, this is no surprise to you. And why? If you look up, and let me just switch back to the SMARTRobie in here. If you have been following SMARTRobie, you have known that the green pentagon and the red pentagon are the two key drivers in where the trend, the market is going. You can see from here, but still we are able to find some winners. You can see on the side here, you can see the red pentagon that's driving down, and of course we will be likely testing the 1520 level, which is the one that you see over here. So take note of it. A bit of downside is noted on the market. Of course, this morning the market top volumes are Darwin, which is down, DNEX. You got AirAsia down another 18 cents. There was a report which talks about the many challenges that is still ahead for AirAsia X. It is 5 cents only, and many people seems to be very unhappy with the proposal that was brought up by the restructuring of AirAsia by the creditor too, and that seems to be reflected on the chart this morning in here. But then we shouldn't be buying AirAsia, isn't it? Because the chart wise hasn't been good, and why do you want to do bottom fishing at the company which still have structural problem in here? Now let's take a look what we have this morning in our news outlet. Of course, this morning we are featuring trending stock, which is ST2 stage 2 daily shares, and we pick up one definitely right for you. And of course, our morning news headline roundup will be focusing on the rebound. Just as we were talking about rebound yesterday, the KLCI was up 6 points yesterday, but then this morning we've seen market is down another 4 points. But I do think that we are probably have a bit more testing the 1520. So news here is basically giving things that some of you may know of. The losers were the top, were the banking side. Of course, banking side were lost and also weighed down by counters like Nestle with sugary drinks that's been imposed a tax right now. And of course, not to forget the Cukai Makmur windfall tax. But of course, more of those tonight. Make sure you join me at 9:30 on the fb.com/MartinTF on Facebook. Tonight we're talking about those sectors and some of the key highlights we will be featuring from the budget 2022 if you have not seen that. So the Cukai Makmur or the windfall tax, which apply to all sectors above the 100 million ringgit profit, will apply, and a blanket 33% will apply to on that part. So that's additional, giving some 3 billion to the much needed budget that is shortfall for 2022 due to the COVID-19. Now, on a separate news, Mr. DIY do deliver a revenue of 90 million profit, but the net profit fell 20%, which is what, although revenue improved 4%. So they have declared a dividend, and going forward they do have 3 brands, although I have not seen or visited Mr. Toy and Mr. Dollar. What do you all say? Have you seen Mr. Toy and Mr. Dollar for some of these stores in there? I have not checked it out. I've still been going to the Mr. DIY. I have not seen those two, and well they fall. But great about this company, continue to give net cash flow stood at 434 million, and the net gearing are very low. So this is definitely a cash positive, but it's kind of very interesting to see, despite the challenges that we see with the online stores, that Mr. DIY continue to deliver, being a physical presence store in here, yet to see delivering long-term sustainable growth. Now let's move on to the next news that we have here is on Harta Lega. That's right, Harta Lega released the interim report ending September 30th. Okay, 67% jump, and the group revenue for the quarter rose about almost 50% to 2 billion, declared dividend of 35 cents compared to 3 cents in the same time this year. So year-to-date net profit rose also threefold to 3 billion. So because of the Cukai Makmur, they will be subjected to the above 100 million tax at 33% in here. But all in all, let's look at Harta Lega this morning, right? And let's switching to a wider chart here, and so let's take a look at Harta Lega this morning in here. It is still pretty much in a downtrend, but do take note, you do have a double bottom at the below there. I do think this 5 ringgit 50 cents, it's very a good base, having seen that here. And if you look from here onwards, we do have no demand bar in here, but I do think that with all the news of the average average selling price earlier on that we talked about, if you have not checked out the video that we done a couple of weeks ago on our YouTube, where I've talked about the rubber glove sector industry, and these stocks will have challenges going forward, breaking above the $6, then it will have some sort of cost. The continued declared dividend will be good, because that is more than what you're getting, 35 cents special dividend paying out, rewarding shareholders. So definitely that's a good thing. And let's look at this morning. Where is Harta right now? And it is up 1.2% early on. So the 6 ringgit is the resistance level in that. Take note. Now next is the regular dividend blue chip kind of stocks, which is Nestle. Now the healthy demand for Nestle during the COVID do impact them in some way or another, but they are doing pretty well. For the third quarter ending 30th September, profit rose about 15% to 148 million, and revenue also increases to 1.44 billion. Now let's check it out. Nestle here, and this morning stock price is unchanged, almost unchanged, minus 0.7% in here. And let's take a look at the stock comment and stock chart. That does tell you there's a green pentagon, but this stock is still holding up at this level, short of the resistance level at 135. You can see there 135 on your screen, this level in here. But this stock is not going anywhere. If you do check the fundamentals, the stocks can hold its level here. You see in here paying a fairly below average, as a matter of fact, a dividend of just 2%. Sector average is 2%, but they're paying 1.76. I do think that hopefully they will pay something much better. No doubt the PE of giving it a 61 times PE will give it to 155 ringgit, a potential of 14% in here. So let's see how well going forward this business of Nestle in here, right? It's not as sexy as what we've seen in some of these tech stocks, technology like Dufu, which are the maker for hard disk drive component. Now Dufu reported also a 57% jump to 20 million from 12.86 million years ago. So let's take a look at Dufu this morning in here. Stock chart, stock comment, and you can see from here it does has a double base. Of course, a wider chart or weekly chart will give you in here, and overcoming those 3 SOW, sign or resistance, is important to ensure that this market has a bit more room to break to the upside. So check out Dufu in here, and this morning let's take a look at the stock price for Dufu. And it's up 1.8%, closer to 4 ringgit 50 cents, which is the breaking above the SOW. Now there are 3 upthrusts inside. Normally the breakout, it's a good thing. Look at the Inari stock chart. We also have that breaking of the upthrust. That means weakness has been overcome by some demand of buying in here. So that looks pretty good in here. And because also the tech stocks are moving. And final but not is the better ratings by UOB Kay Hian, saying that this automation and equipment vendor will register a 20% earnings growth for 2021. So 2020 has been a washout year for them, so they haven't been doing well due to the worldwide travel restrictions. So with the opening of market in here, Penta will do well, and it is also our stock trade idea for today, for the week ending 3rd of November, or episode 134. We will look at the trading plan after this. But having said that, it does has a green pentagon. So let's look at Penta right now. Okay, click on stock chart, stock comment there, and you can see, yes, that's what this market has the classic movement what we've seen. A lot of low volume accumulation in here, and we do have a green pentagon last night. Okay, and let's look at the livestock prices. Of course, this would have happened if you have the plug-in of the trading view in here, and market is down 0.5% yesterday. This market was up almost close to 3%, so that's a nice pullback. And these are the kind of stocks that you want to be in, backed by the stronger sectors. And how do we know that? Just go over to the sector in tradevsa.com, and you could see, also keep in mind, Top Glove is down another 2% in here, and you can see here, but take note of the right hand side. You can see the negative here. These negative stocks, that's tell you the foreign funds are flowing out. Okay, so when foreign funds are flowing out, the overall CI will get weaker. But the good side is technology here. You can click on technology, and you can also click on property and technology are the 2 sectors which is faring well, and do keep in line and invest towards those 2 areas there. All right, so that's what I want to cover on Penta. Moving along to the US sector, finally US record new high. And of course, those of you who have gone in, especially the masterclass member, which many of you undergo what we talk about, the US market and also the Bitcoin and also the cryptocurrency that we talked about earlier on, will be in. Now, for those of you who have registered for our on November 15 and 16, the Wealth Roadshow, you are in for another good surprise. We will be rolling out a new indicator for you to capitalize on the many opportunity that we've seen in cryptocurrency. More on that later on, right? So keep in touch, keep within our email. And for those of you who already signed up, congratulations, you will be getting this new indicator to help you to reap some benefits also from the cryptocurrency in here. Now, what's happening in here is Tesla is sliding. I think many have seen the news of the Elon Musk tweeting that Hertz has yet to sign the deal with Tesla about ordering the extra car for them. So that's why Tesla stocks has dropped off a bit. But let's go over to the US side and click on here, and we take a look at Robbie chat and look at the stocks. And you can see the continuation of the market continue to move higher since the green pentagon or blue trend zone. So what we have right now is crossing of the 36k. Of course, any time when the market crosses 36k, the media will buzz with a lot of good news, and many of those what we call unskilled investors will come out and buy, including some of you too who have never been well trained. You say, oh, market is all-time high, better I go and buy some. But when you buy some, the market pull back. So that's why it's important, we always say, get the right skill, get the right tools, and you should always stay vigilant and stay ahead with the market in here. And at no point you should able to lose too much, but lose some but gain more. Let us know how well you fare in the stock market in the end. Always benchmark yourself to where the market possibly is. And right, of course, usually in our Pentagon Guider, we are showing you, and we will get to the benchmark of our real-time, real money performances too. So on the next stock is along the line of Tesla and also Ford, is the analysts recommending selling Ford versus Tesla. This is partly because going ahead, Tesla, the market leader, will make the company bleed a lot. But let's take a look at Ford by typing F so far. And Ford, since then, has started paying dividend, right? And you can see from the chart wise here, you can see that's why this stock yesterday continued to shoot up. And right now, on the high side, which I do agree with the analysts, market has gone up a fair bit. Maybe it's time to take some profit away. And it actually started from the green pentagon right at the below there, did not hit the ATR stop loss, so continue to run your profit benefiting from this. Okay, so that's how this market is. And you know, Tesla has a bit of profit taking, and for those of you who already in Tesla, check out the charts, take some profit in here, and you will see going forward we will likely to have some sort of a pullback on it. So those should be the idea that you want to be doing that. Now also on the Singapore side, the banking has done pretty well this morning in here. OCBC, UOB Bank are recording very good profit, and usually in the case of the banking sector, which does dominate the Singapore SGS market, so you will see a lot of the overall SDI market moving higher in here. So that's why when you look at this chart, no surprises, during the green pentagon, which came on the 26th of September, continue to move higher and higher. And if you have gone in aligned with the green pentagon, you should be reaping benefits out from here. All right, so also looking at the stocks that we are talking about here is no other than UOB Bank, ready to break out. So let's type in UOB Bank. Okay, UOB, no, United Overseas. So it's U11. Okay, so U11, well, looking at the chart wise, and you can see this chart again very similar to what we saw in the SDI market. And now right now on the top here we have a green pentagon in here. It's a go and do look like the Singapore market is even doing better than Malaysia, right? And Malaysia has its own set of problems. We may have an election coming in here, so I am not really that bullish on our KLCI market. There are many better markets in here, so that's why we want to talk more on the November 15 and 16. Make sure you join us on that 2-day seminar. Will be available to Zoom, and also you do get those free month plug-in as well as our Trade VSA 360 there. All right, So also let's move on to our next segment is looking at the Pendulum Guider stocks. Okay, now let's take a look at Pendulum Guider in here, switching to a wider chart. And one way to access this is just go over to SGX, KLSE, Robbie chart, and you could see, and you go over to the Pendulum Guider. And right at the below there is the Pendulum Guider leader chart here. And what you will see is the top leader for the past 1 month. Definitely here is what we have is Hexstar, and Hexstar going in from the 6th of October will give you a 20% profit. I do hope that some of you who are listening now do got hold of Hexstar. All right, and let's take a look at the chart here. And let me just bring out the chart. And so Hexstar. So you can see Hexstar from the 6th of October, which is the date. And if you were to pull that right now to here, that will be a 20%. All right, 20%, and that's what we are talking about now. Just by following Pendulum Guider in here, you would be. And also last week, remember we selected also JHM, okay? And JHM is about 9% return from the 6th of October. So that will be the next stock. All right, but we actually pick up JHM on the 27th of October. It is part and parcel of the stage 2 stash. So it always pays dividend, especially if you are a beginner, to go in when the green pentagon, so shown by the Trade VSA SMARTRobie Pentagon Guider past 1 month in here. You also have Dialog, you have CIMB and Charimin and Pro Lexus. Check it out in there. It will give you benefit if you not upgrade to our Trade VSA 360 plus the Trade VSA plugin, and you get more out from that. So JHM 6 October will give you a 9%. But let's take a look at JHM, something that we picked up last week. So this is JHM, and you can see 27 was here, and the market, yes, they broke higher on a 3% gain, and right now it's just a pullback at 1.5%. So good room should it retest back the old high up in August, right? And let's see how we fare. All right, let's move on to our next segment is Penta. That's right. So we'll be looking at Penta for our stock trade idea here. So let's check out Penta for episode 134, 3rd of November. So let's bring out the trading plan here, and we will switch on to JHM. So Penta, you can see Penta was green pentagon, right? So the key thing is actually entering on the opening. Okay, so let's take a look at the weekly chart first. Yes, weekly chart already turned. Okay, green pentagon, you can see the green pentagon. So that's why we always tell our members, for those of you who have not have it, switch to the plugin, subscribe to the plugin, and you're able to get the weekly chart and have a weekly, what we call a weekly visibility to see how the market is. So 12th of July, okay, let's switch over to a daily chart. You can see daily chart actually turned on the 2nd of November. Okay, turn on 2nd of November. Okay, indicator 2nd of November. So right now is the 3rd. So very nicely. Okay, let's look at important price level. So for this, we will switch over to SMARTRobie, and we'll type in Penta. So we'll look at the exit strategy. Oh no, trading plan. Okay, so trading plan, and first one is 559 and 582. Okay, 582. 582 is our R2. Okay, but we can maybe look a bit further back. Okay, 582, which is 595, around there. You can see 595 was somewhere around here. 582, 595, or we're going to go back a bit even further back, all the way back almost 10 to 12 months ago, okay? And we can switch to a weekly chart. So that's why it's important for you to have this. And you can see the last old high was around 688, okay? Is that the all-time high? It is the all-time high, okay? So all 688 is all-time high, okay? Why the market can move higher? Let's switch to a daily chart here. You have a little bit of volume coming in. It's not too extreme too, but take note of this breakout bar here, okay? Volume coming in. And for the low, last low support, we will switch to the trading plan. Exit strategy here. So you can see S1 is 524 and 506. We can use weekly too, which is a smaller percentage. You can see up in front of me, which is only a minus 5%, okay? So we can use both, okay? So these are the support area, 521 and 524, okay? That will be my support. If you look from the chart wise in here, you can also switch to a weekly chart. It's a really, and then you turn on the auto, you can see 524 is somewhere around here. You can see, right? 524, 521, which is a real good weekly support. And this is just by looking at the hourly chart. A visibility is important to ensure that you know where there is. So that's how we look at the market. So let's look at the last resistance high. I think we talked about that one already. Okay, 582. So right now the market is at, switching to right now is 561. Okay, we are very close to that one, 582 and 561. Okay, trending period, let's take a look at the trending period, switching to a daily chart. And if you look back, a longer period will be here if the market can go technology another run, and it's possible because we have the November and December month being very bullish. You can see it will be running for 84 days. Okay, so that will be next 2 months. 2 months run to 2022 early. Okay, so that is a simple plan. Let me just save this for you to hold the market that we've seen so far, right? For the next 2 months. If there's a rally on the tech sectors that we are seeing on the US side, this will spill over to Malaysia. Take note of this one. And this is something that I've been already talking fairly common for those of you who have joined us in our breakfast show for that one. All right. So let's move on to the next segment here. Right, is the update on our Pentagon Guided SMARTRobie portfolio. We're still up 11% compared to KLCI minus 5.5%. So we are beating it by a fair amount, and I do hope your portfolio also fair as well, looking from January to October so far. And of course, an update from our chart in here for episode 134 portfolio tracking. We are Inari is up and Pestec is up. TN Logistic is up. We have to cut on Hyaptic. That's right. So Hyaptic, we have a cut loss on that one. So we are back down in here. But overall, we are still in pretty good territory. And we've got still 2 more months to go. And hopefully we do hit possibly a double digit above 20% in year end. We're trying to target that. Of course, everything is depending on the rally that we've seen. But also good to have some money diversified out to the US segment in here. Of course, let's look at also to the news. We've seen so far what is the market sentiment news that we have on top today. A positive KLCI opening in here. M Steel, Sun Plantation and Sun Property. Airport Berhad is attracting tourism player that at the World Travel Mart. Okay. And of course, our very popular and famous masterclass registration is on for the December 2021 in here, where again we'll be taking you for the next 12 to 15 months of coaching and mentoring right to the US market with our regular private member session and weekly member session through to our coaches and trainer are included, right? Looking into the master how volume spread analysis is being taught by my old Sifu in here, Tom Williams, as well as also Bill Woolmine, which taught me a lot about the market in here. All right, let's also move on to the November 6th, just a couple more days. We will be showcasing our Trade VSA dashboard, which is, we call it the 360, right? Trade VSA 360 in here. So check it out in here. Even tonight, I'll be showcasing our trader dashboard portfolio in here. You can get hold of it, or better still, join our November 15 and 16 wealth building roadshow, and you will have this free usage for the next 3 months to look for possibility of wealth for the next 3 months. And if we have a nice rally going to November and December, this will definitely pay dividend. And of course, benefits for our member, our Trade VSA. And if you find a stock for our members here, and from our screener, make sure you screenshot it and paste it into the Trade VSA Google review. You stand a chance to win every month, okay, a 30 ringgit voucher for all submission, and of course that will go to the grand prize of an iPad, which we announce on the 13th of January in here. And for tonight, the budget 2022, what sector and share, so that will be the main focus for tonight, where we'll catch on. So I'll see you tonight at 9:30, where more a review of the share and the sectors, and also a snapshot on our Trade VSA 360 web application we will showcase to you in here. Our November 15 and 16, which we've been talking a fair bit in here, there's some information right at the below. If you are interested for that package, do sign up for that one too. All right, now we have come to the segment for the stock review, as well as we do hope that some of you were able to give us a review on our Google Play Store and our Apple Play Store, on our SMARTRobie apps in here. And we will also look at some of the stocks that you all have in mind, definitely for that one. Do let me know any of the stocks you want me to look at. Be happy to look into it. Definitely some of the stocks I will start off is the stocks that we have in our portfolio. You can see Penta is moving up nicely in here. Okay, let's look at TN Logistic. Okay, TN Logistic also very nice, continue to go higher in here, right? This is a nice pullback in here. So you can see in the next week, if we continue to hit our profit target, that would be great. Then we have Inari. Okay, Inari pull back a bit here, 1%, and Pestec. All right, that's the one. We have those three running out, and Pestec seems to be holding up. There's a lot of resistance here. Red Pentagon, it didn't hit our ATR stop loss, so we maintain these stocks. That's pretty easy to run our winner. That's how we make the money, actually. Real money, real trading, real simple, letting the profit run and cutting your stop loss, but obeying to those rules. And some of you may familiar with those rules already. All right. Okay, if there's no stocks for review for tonight, I hope to see you tonight at 9:30 for our show, the Budget 2022. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel in here to get all our breakfast show, and of course our Telegram chat room here. Do share it with your friends, where a lot of our educational tips and information about how market opportunities are presented to you, and reap those benefits too. So thank you for coming today, and don't forget to review us on Google Play Store and also on our Google review in here. I'll see you tonight. Bye bye.